Hey guys, Casper here, aka Uselink. Thank you for tuning back in. Let's do a Twitter update here. 10 minutes going through Twitter and see what's happening. And yeah, again, if you like the content, subscribe and all that good stuff. And again, what a day here. Again, the markets didn't drop as heavily as they did last week, but the volatility, I haven't seen this much volatility in a very, very long time. Up 3% initially, then down 3%, up again, down. It was just a madness. So we will go through Twitter here and see what the lovely people has to say on X, even though today and these past half week here, 3 days of trading has been, or not seen that often. So good. Let's go into the stuff here. Daily update, just did on gold and silver, platinum, palladium rates, the Dixie, the indexes for the members on Substack. Check it out if you want to, guys. Yeah, there is a 7 days trial if you want to see what's going on. Please do. So let's do it, guys. Let's look at the TLT here. Yesterday, breaking out. Friday, breaking out of this half-year very clean cup and handle. Head and shoulders, breaking out and plunging today. 3% TLT drop is big money leaving the bond market. You also saw the rate spiking today, up like 4%, the 30-year. If this is a false breakdown and you lose the lower trend line here, guys, it is rates are going to go up, most likely, if that is really what's going to happen. The markets are so all over the place. So yeah, David here again. I like his technique. It's very different from mine, but again, he's a must follow in my opinion. Really good guy. Big time frame here on the Bitcoin SPY, the QQQ, the Russell, the FTSE, the DAX over the last 20 years. So he's looking back 20 years and trying to find the cycle that has the biggest amplitude. So basically what he's doing is running like an FFT of the charts, and then whatever frequency that pings out the most, you get that down here. So you can see here the most likely frequency, or the strongest frequency, is 1,320 days roughly. And then of course you can see the histogram here going down, the bell curve, but still that's the most highest frequency when you compare them all. And we are peaking as we speak here. You can see the last peak there, peak. So you can see here the peaks are somewhat very well timed, meaning it seems like we are in for a time where the big indices are going down. The big ones are going down, and where does this take us? I can't see it. Is it September 2026 here? Yeah, it seems like it, or is it 2025? Can I zoom in? I can't see it here. Anyways, it is definitely the longer time frames. It seems like we have peaked. And that's not good for the markets, of course. Meaning we should find a low within a few years. Yeah. Good. What else do we have here? As I mentioned, guys, today's price action isn't totally out of this world here again. And I think this day will be remembered. I think gapping down 3-4%, then 1 hour later up 3%, then down to up to. I mean, it was just crazy, and we're actually squeezing now here. And if that goes lower again, we are going to flush one more time. This was copper here on the 5-minute. Again, I don't post short-term stuff, but again, you could see the gap down here today, just like silver, by the way. And then you started to flag here going sideways, and then when the US markets opened, you peaked above, flushed like you often do on metals, and then you closed somewhere around here. So we closed green today on the QQQ. Did we do that? Let's check. I think that's fine, basically flat for the day here, given the open here. And this was what I mentioned, right? We gapped down, I think 3-4%, then we were up 1 hour later, like 3%, and then you can just see the volatility, and we have the triangle to look for tomorrow. Up after hours, which is good. Again, people might want to hold their position overnight or buying into. We shall see. Gold predictors here with the gold plunging to support of its ascending channel at Monday's open and rebounded sharply. This was during the trading days. I think we're actually lower now. I don't know exactly where we closed, but we did see some support here, and hopefully that is, you know, no more. But still, anything goes in these markets here. If the markets collapses, rates spiking, again everything will get sold, because due to liquidity, you know, margin calls, what have you. Short term here, silver on the 15-minute. Again, I don't rarely do the short term stuff. That was the gap down during basically the first 15 minutes of trading, and then boom, you were, this range here is 10%. You gap down, I think 4, and no, you gap down 6%, and then you were at 4% at some point in time. A little bit of a channel going on here. You could also connect the highs from here to here. You have a broadening structure. So again, a lot of buyers stepped in. However, we didn't close as high as we would have liked. We basically closed at, you can see it here, we basically closed at 30 bucks, more or less 30. Why is that incorrect here? 30, and then it says 29.6. What is, I don't know. Anyways, asymmetry here. Really cool little post there about his views on this whole thing here. 2-minute read. I think it's really good, to be honest. So definitely check that one out, and follow for sure. Oil, good old oil here, had a falling wedge here, and we popped it today. Ran quite sharply, and of course, like you always see, we get all this getting sold into the US Open, and then it dropped down quite a bit. Let's check. No, we will not do that because we are running out of a bit of time here. Here we have a big one here, in my opinion, the Dow Jones divided by gold on a massive long time frame, 1 month time frame here, looking back 50 years roughly, and the lows here in 2011. That is the high in gold, the gold price. Gold dropped, and then we have finally been breaking down here at the early, like in 2024, we started to break down. Now coming up, we have a massive trend line from the 1980s low to the 2011. We are almost there, horizontal support as well. I think we tag it, and then boom, we're gonna smash down, and that's when gold is by far doing even more as it has done today already. But the long-term time frame for gold versus the Dow Jones is that gold is going to go up more than the Dow Jones. Again, bullions here, check them out. You can buy gold, you can buy silver, and you can combine also digital tokens that tracks gold and all that. So check them out if you want to start your journey in that kind of thing here. Good. Here we have, again, this is not a chart, but Bay. Also, he posts, what's happening in China basically with gold and silver. Really cool, views, getting daily updates, 2, 3, 4, 5 posts a day. The People's Bank of China increased its gold reserves by 90,000 ounces, approximately 2.6 tons in March. That is a lot of gold, guys. That is a ton of gold. TAVI here. This surge in the silver price during a broader market sell-off is an important reminder of its often overlooked monetary role. In my opinion, the recent sell-off was an overreaction, and the long-term case for silver remained intact. This is one of the most bullish setups for the metals I've seen in my career. And that is the case, what we talked about, gapping down overnight, 6%, then up 4%, then from 6 to 4% in a matter of hours. Again, that is the short squeeze, boom, short term, very short term short squeeze, and basically closing at roughly 30, right around here. So a big move. Again, Tavi Costa is, again, I've listened to a lot of Tavi Costa interviews, really, really knowledgeable guy that knows a lot about the markets. But for me personally, I would like to see how silver performs over the next, basically this week here, and especially looking at the gold silver ratio. What's it doing? Because again, the gold silver ratio, in my opinion, is the key to when this whole thing is over. But yeah, Tavi Costa is a really, really clever guy when it comes to investing in the markets. You have to, again, you don't have to, but again, I learned a lot from him and his interviews. Gold divided by Bitcoin here. That might have changed a bit here during the day, but we are looking at a monthly. So gold is having a go at a 15-year breakout against Bitcoin. Very early still, no higher high. So take it as it is for now, but it's definitely trying its hardest. Again, the month is still very young here, but this is one to look for. And Bitcoin is basically tech, right? Basically. We will do two more. We have crossed the 10-minute mark. Let's go. So gold here divided by the Nasdaq. Gold keeps its momentum versus the tech sector of the Nasdaq. A 30-year breakout happened last month. You can see it here, coming all the way down. Boom, gold has broken that into support of the larger big channel here. Again, making a higher high. That looks good for gold, in favor of gold compared to the Nasdaq. Again, looking back at crypto, Bitcoin, all that. So big one. We will do the last here. Gold divided by BAC, that is Bank of America. Again, the banking sector is taking a huge dump the past few days here. The banks are in trouble here. Gold is breaking out big time versus the Bank of America. Target the upper end of the yellow bull flag. Massive large bull flag. Target here, internal break, 10 years, 10-year break internally. Big breakout for gold. Wedge pattern broken, triangle high taking out here. Momentum is finally turning green. Gold is by far looking like the best play here versus anything, more or less anything as we speak here. Gold is the king. And I do believe as well that soon, when this is all over and the gold silver ratio comes back down sharply, like it's always do when it's above like 100, silver will take over. Big statement, I know, but that is, what I'm seeing here. That's it, guys. I have nothing more. 10 minutes has passed and a bit more. Have a great day. And again, if you like the content, subscribe and all that good stuff, guys. It's been a pleasure. Cheers.